Oh, get on with you, said Rosie. Do priests do things of that sort? Yes, said the priest, and better than other men. And why shouldn't we? I tell you, we do a much, much better job. And do you know why? It's because we let the pond fill up before the mill starts grinding. And truly I can give you just what you need if you'll only stay quiet and let me do the business. What do you mean, just what I need? Said Rosie. You priests are all tighter-fisted than the devil himself. I don't know, said the priest. Just ask me. Maybe you want a nice little pair of shoes or a headscarf or a pretty woolen waistband or maybe something else. That's all very well, brother priest, said Rosie. I've enough of that stuff. But if you're that keen on me, you can do me a particular favor and then I'll do what you want. Tell me what you're after, and I'll be glad to do it, said the priest. I have to go to Florence on Saturday, said Rosie, to give in the wool I've been spinning and get my spinning wheel mended. If you'll let me have £5, which I know you've got, I'll get the pawnbroker to give me back my purple skirt and the decorated Sunday belt I wore when I got married. You know, not having it has meant I can't go to church or anywhere respectable. And after that, I'll be up for what you want forevermore. God help me, said the priest. I haven't the money on me, but trust me, I'll make sure you have it before Saturday. Oh, yes, said Rosie. You're all great at making promises, and then you don't keep any of them. Do you think you can treat me the way you treated Nell the Bell, who was left with just a big bass tom to play with? You're not going to do the same to me, by God. She ended up on the game because of you. If you haven't got it here, go and get it. Oh, please, said the priest, don't make me go all the way back to the house. You can tell my luck is up, and there's no one about. It could be that when I came back, someone would be here to get in our way. I don't know when it might next stand up as well as it's standing up now. That's all very fine, she said, but if you're willing to go, go. If not, you'll just have to manage. He saw that she was only going to agree to his wishes when a contract was signed and delivered, whereas he was hoping for a bit of free access. Look, he said, you don't believe I'll bring you the money. What about if I leave you this blue cape of mine as a guarantee? It's a good one. Rosie gave him a haughty look. This cape, she said, how much is it worth? What do you mean, how much is it worth? Said the priest. Let me tell you, it's douay cloth, double ply, maybe triple ply, and there are even people here who say it's got some 4-ply in it. I paid £7 at Lotto's second-hand clothes shop less than 2 weeks ago. It had 5 shillings knocked off, so it was a bargain, according to Bullietto d'Alberto, who you know is a bit of an expert in blue clothes. Oh, yes, said Rosie. God help me, I'd never have believed it, but give it to me first. The good priest, who was feeling hard-pressed by his loaded weapon, unfastened his cape and passed it over. Well, Mr. Priest, she said, when she'd put it away, let's go down here to the shed. It doesn't get visitors. So off they went, and there he covered her in the sloppiest kisses in the world, introduced her to God's holy bliss, and enjoyed himself generally with her for a good while. He finally left in the uncaped state priests normally appearing only at weddings and went back to the church. There he reflected how all the candle ends he picked up from his parishioners in the course of a year weren't worth half a fiver, and felt he had made a mistake. Now regretting leaving the cape behind, he started thinking about how to get it back at no cost to himself. Since he was quite crafty-minded, he figured out a good way of doing so, and it worked. The next day, being a feast day, he sent the son of a neighbor of his to Rosie Hughes's house with a request for her to be so kind as to lend him her stone mortar. Since Binguccio del Poggio and Nuto Buglietti were dining with him that morning, and he wanted to make a sauce, Rosie sent it back with the boy. When it got to round lunchtime, the priest guessed Willie Welcome and Rosie Hughes would be eating. He called his curate and said to him, "Pick up that mortar and take it back to Mrs. Rosie. Tell her the father is immensely grateful and would like to have back the cape the boy left with you as a guarantee." The curate went to Rosie's house with the mortar and found her with Willie at the table eating their meal. He set down the mortar and gave them the priest's message. Rosie was all set to give her reply to this request for the cape, but Willie's brow darkened. "So you need guarantees from our estimated father, do you?" he said. "I swear to Christ, I could really give you a clout up the bracket. Go and fetch it right now and get yourself answered while you're at it. And watch out for him wanting anything else of ours. He'd better not be told no, whatever it is. Even if it's our donkey he gets." Rosie got up, grumbling to herself, and went over to the linen chest. She took out the cape and passed it to the curate. "You must give that priest a message from me," she said. "Say, Rosie Hughes vows to God that you'll never again be so spounding in her mortar. That last time you didn't do yourself any credit." The curate went off with the cape and relayed Rosie's message to the priest, who burst out laughing. Mortar το γουδί,